Here I am again, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I was thinking about what I could possibly do or say today that would be more moving to a direction of peace and prosperity and joy for all of us. And I thought about what's happening currently, the DACA, the hurricanes, HARP, that man-made weather control machine that most of the world don't know anything about it, but the powers that be do. Started thinking about a new world order. I started thinking about this hate that's been taught amongst humankind all our life. And I'm just thinking, people are predicting that this is September by the 23rd, some fantastic event is going to take place, especially since they had the eclipse of the, and that just fed right into it. None of us really know what's going to happen. None of us know what's going on. The most peaceful people of our day are those who can take things in stride and not worry about those things they have no control over. And they just live and want others to live and do what they can to make life more genuine for others. Oh my God. Hold it. Come in. Shut up, Les. Not yet, sir. Shh. I had to stop to go let my son in. And these people just continue to see if they can make things better for others, and if they can, then everybody benefits from it. And if they can't, well, we know what that's all about. And I'm thinking about how in my lifetime all I've wanted people to do is experience peace and be prosperous in their lives. I wanted to see people happy all the time, doing the things they love doing. You remember when you were a kid and you could just play catch, play a little football, roll your tires and race down the street and cross the field, playing jungle gym and all those kinds of things. It was amazingly wonderful. I used to play in the mud and splash when it rained. And all these things were just a part of life for you that you wouldn't trade for anything. Then you come up and you see life basically as you saw it before. If you saw it positive, believing that you could accomplish many things, you could, and if you didn't, you didn't. Just that plain and simple. But you look at it, and I'm thinking, all of the things that you want in society, if you got a positive mind, it's there for you. You can go at it. You can go at it. You can be nice and kind as you go. You're going to run across people that will help you do it. There are going to be people who will let you accomplish whatever you want to accomplish, good or bad. If it's bad, they are going to really give you some support because they know that you are an asset. They always got something on they can use for it, and you would be in their corner. Even if they never need you, they're prepared for you. If you're good, you can get a lot of support, but you can't get to the top being good. There's no place for you at the top being good. And I say that because the truth of the matter is that we've all been taught to live in a world that is absent true love. We come in, it's invested in us, each of us got it in us, but depending upon how long it takes, it seems to be buried by our conduct that we observe every day that's wholly, totally contradictory to that. And I remember one day out of seeing that I could accomplish everything in the world that I wanted, something happened. I call it a born-again experience. I was working in the Veterans Administration in Chicago. And during the time when the Vietnam War was going on and people were coming out as a representative from the VA for veterans, we dealt with claims with the vet, with their dependents and survivors if that was the situation. And a lot of other things that you would do from the VA in the community. A lot of folks want to say like the VA doesn't do that much, but the VA, having been there, I can tell you, the VA is in the community. And so it gave me a chance to see things a little bit different. seeing things in a position of some kind of responsibility, some kind of committed dedication. Not that I didn't have it all the time before, it's just that I had a different ambition, and that was to please me. Now I'm seeing myself being challenged to do something to please others. And my lifestyle taught me that, hey, where I was never going to be able to do that. But I was wise enough, I was smart enough to know that if I wanted to truly know what it was like, it wasn't enough to just know what it's truly like. What is required to give you the courage to stand up and challenge that which creates it? Now, I didn't know what that was. I had some idea. The people that I really admired had all been killed for doing good. So to me, it seemed if being killed was definitely in the picture. But it wasn't just standing out there trying to get killed. It was about accomplishing something. Accomplishing something. Being able, you know, when it looks rainy and cloudy, and sometimes the cloud gets real dark, and everything looks dark. And you sit there, you kind of feel down, and you're hoping for something to be better, and all of a sudden the cloud starts parting, and the rays of the sun start seeping through, and you get so bright, and you know that feeling? Well, I always thought that when people recognize the truth, they would receive life just like that. But I knew we didn't understand what truth was. I say that because I didn't understand. But ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have gone to church, you've heard the story about Moses. When Moses saw this burning bush, and this bush would not burn up. And the Spirit was speaking to Moses' mind. You know what the story is. I don't have to recite it to you again. But something not just as traumatic, I guess that's a proper word, or foreign, happened to me. But it wasn't a burning bush. It was something just as powerful as that. And just like the burning bush brought Moses a step closer to God, what I saw brought me a step closer to God. And I've been committed all my life since I was about 28 years old, to excite you who have not seen the hand of God. I know most of you reject any great expression of God because you haven't seen it before. All you heard people talk. And so they have made you believe that most of the people didn't know what they were talking about when it came to God. And so when I come to you and I tell you about the beauty, I mean the absolute beauty, the kind of stuff that you've been dreaming for all your life, you just can't believe it. And those who know that it can be true will do everything they possibly can to prevent you from hearing the message. Say, you've never heard the message that I'm telling you now before. You never heard it, but the message haven't changed since I was 28 years old, and I'm almost 70 now. The message hasn't changed, but you never heard of it. A message as wonderful as this. You, my friends, my sisters, my brothers, every last one of you, require the same things to survive. And not a single one of you would like to be absent of those. Whether it's food, whether it's clothing and shelter, whether it's education or health care. And just being here is not good enough for you. You want more than that. You want to be about something. You want to be important. Because you are important. And there's something unique about you. And you want to shine. And that, my friends, is the career objective that you have to participate in the creative process of all the goods, all the services that we, the people, have determined we want, we need, or desire. And all of the other stuff like flying planes and going to other parts of the country and going to the moon and beyond all of that is just extra. That's cream on the top. And it didn't cost a penny. The power that I tell you about made sure that all of this could happen just by us flowing like what they say, milk and honey. Just going out, going out. You go to work doing what you love doing. You don't work yourself crazy because there are too many people love to do the same thing, and you got to make room for them to do their cut. And while they're doing theirs, you're doing something else that you just never thought you'd be able to do. But now you trust it. You trust it in a power you can't see, you can't touch, you can't feel. But you believe that if you did it for you and it was done for everybody else, and you were willing to protect one another, to guarantee that nothing would interfere with such a dream. And I'm telling you, my friends, you would have created heaven on earth. That's all. Didn't you know that? Donald Trump can tell you that. So I thought I'd just take a little bit of time. Now, many of you might say, well, why should you believe me? Look how long I've struggled to tell you this. Let me tell you. I used to work for a Rothschilds, and I embezzled $20,000. And I went to my boss, and I took him and told him the story and brought him to the police station and turned myself in to the cops. This was a Friday evening. And the cops told us to go back and come back Monday. So my boss went home, I went home. Monday morning or whenever, we went back, turned ourselves in. Now what did I do this for? Because what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, what I've just shared with you is so true. It's so true. Till I said, let me do this. And I wanted to make it known. I tried to do everything I could to publicize it. You know, I don't even think they put it in the paper. They didn't. But I did everything I could to publicize it. And what I wanted to do was to go to court. And when they say, Mr. Did you? And if I say yes, and if I say this is my defense, what caused me to do it? What did I do it for? This is the message that I wanted to share for you, ladies and gentlemen, and tell you for this, what I just shared with you, me taking a chance on going to prison if you didn't believe it was worthwhile. But you didn't even come to court. And they didn't tell anything, but it's on public record, whatever happened. You see? And so I went to court. I went to jail. I did the time. I came back out. I was working at Bethel College, I believe. Bethel University now. And what was I doing? First I started off washing dishes. Washing dishes for $6.10 an hour. Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? Can you just imagine that? And they wanted to move me in supervising over the dining area to make sure everything was beautiful, catering, stuff like that. Anyway, people were suffering. They didn't make enough money. They didn't make enough money. Bethel College is the college. This is the location of the job. I don't want to make it seem as though Bethel College was responsible for us. No, it was one of those hotel. I can't think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me and I'll bring it back to you later. And so they were complaining that they weren't making enough money. Here it is election time for a certain type of representation, and I thought I'd get in it. And the way I wanted to get in it is that when school was out, I wanted to, to make a long story short, I took some more money from the state. I took it from the state for the same purpose I did before. Maybe this would work. It didn't work before, but I'm doing this for the people that's been complaining to me. So it might have some effect. So I go out there, ladies and gentlemen, and, well, the state outsmarted me. I was prosecuted. Didn't get a chance to really say anything. But it was okay. So, my last time with the courts was in the 2000 presidential election. I wanted everybody to know the message I just shared with you. And so I tried to enter the presidential race as an independent, running as a write-in. And I did everything I could to get the message out to you. The same message I just got through sharing with you. I did everything I possibly could to get that message out to you. And you know what happened. I didn't get a quarter as far as the campaign is concerned. And the only advertising was done basically by me going and sending out stuff to newspapers across the country. And some of them printed it and some of them didn't. I got certified here somehow through the state. But you know the outcome of that. And so when I recognized how Bush took the election, I wrote him a letter. And I said that I would watch him. And every time I saw him messing over the people, as I am aware that he's going to do, I would inform the public. Now, I guess whatever happened, I was on paper. You know that. And somehow my probation officer called me in, told me that the judge wanted to see me, and he probably wanted to release me because I had been such a nice character. No, it didn't happen like that. I went in, he violated me, made me go to prison. Yes, he did, ladies and gentlemen. I went to Stillwater Prison. For this, because this message that I'm telling you, that I just told you, is so fantastic. It's so true. It's just that simple. Yes, all you got to do, because you got the real power, all you got to do is decide that this is what you want, and nothing else can go forward. I don't care who the devil is sitting on the throne. The devil can't do anything unless you give him your will. The devil can't do anything. The devil and all his demons can't do a thing unless you give them your will. So we're going through the worst times, they say, right now. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared. Well, some people don't believe it. You know, it's like a hurricane coming. Some people, they say, get out of here. Some people get up and run. Other folks say, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stand it out. And then the waters come and bury them up. Then people come back who care about them and try to save them when they didn't leave before. Why didn't they leave before? Because they trusted in what they had. They knew if they left, everything was going to be all messed up, and they didn't have any hope. See, they didn't have what I was telling you about. And so they put their lives on the line. So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there is a God. You can't see him, you can't touch him, you can't feel him. But everything that you can touch, feel, and all this other stuff that your physical senses can identify, it is of God. And your mind, which you just can't touch that now, that's of God as well. And if you got the right heart, if you got the right mind, the right heart, you will have the right spirit, because that is. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, you understand the message that I just shared with you. You know it already. And I'm asking, what you going to do about it? I'm telling you right now that we got to do this. I can stand up by myself, and I will be by myself. And when the roses will never stop blooming for me. But it won't do a darn thing for you. We have to stand together. Together as one. And then we become a body. You see what I'm saying? Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying, bye-bye.